Kansas that were very pleasant today. However, we are looking for a new front to begin to drift south and eastward. The central and eastern parts of Kansas will very probably be cloudy in the morning, and then western Kansas will begin to get increasing cloudiness by tomorrow afternoon. Today, however, very, very pleasant reading. 73 up in the Goodland area, 72 at Garden City, 70 reported by Dodge City and Liberal, 72 over by the good folks of Gouache.
Hi, I hope you guys are all doing okay. Today I finally wanted to share with you some information on mixing skin tones with gouache. I actually found a couple of really great classes on Skillshare that I think you guys will find really helpful. If you're unfamiliar with Skillshare somehow, Skillshare is an online learning community with over 25,000 classes in design, business, and more. Skillshare is the perfect place to learn whether you want to get inspired, grow your career, or just find new ways to get creative. Premium membership is super affordable, with an annual membership costing less than $10 a month. And it gives you unlimited access to the classes and communities that are just right for you and for your goals. Skillshare is very kindly offering the first 500 of my subscribers to use the link in the description a 2-month free trial so you guys can join the more than 7 million creators learning with Skillshare. So thank you so much to Skillshare for sponsoring this video so I can share these classes with you. The first one is by Lisa, which you may know as Sketching Scarlet from YouTube and Instagram. Her class covers mixing skin tones with watercolors, but I think a lot of the information transfers really well. The second class is this one by Melissa Lee. From this class, I mainly want to point out these two videos, making creative color choices and color combinations for realistic skin tones. These two cover some really great information that I probably wouldn't have thought of to include. So I want to start out by sharing this chart with you. I've never really enjoyed mixing from primary colors, so I use a gouache set of about 20 colors. So on top, the colors that I use as a base for my skin tones are normally burnt umber, burnt sienna, red ochre, and peach. But looking at skin tones, you'll notice that they're not made up from just one color that's been lightened or darkened. There are undertones that are pretty different from one spot to the next. The main colors that I like to use for these are some kind of blue, a purple or a magenta, a red, oranges, and yellow ochre. Plus there's white and black for slight adjustments. So the chart shows all of the subtle change you can make by using maybe not the most obvious colors. By mixing a warm color like burnt sienna with a blue, you'll see that it not only darkens the color, but it desaturates it as well, since orange and blue are complementary colors. When you mix complementary colors together, they kind of cancel each other out. So if your base turns out a bit oversaturated and looks unnatural, try mixing in a tiny bit of color with the opposite hue. A bit of green for reds and yellows for purples, etc. It's really fun to experiment with this. Personally, I like to see how far I can push the undertones while still keeping a realistic feel. Make sure to check out the link below for your free 2-month trial, and also I'm going to leave a download link for my skin tone chart, but feel free to make your own using whichever undertones you prefer. I'll let you enjoy the rest of the video now with some music, and I will see you soon for the next video. Bye.
Winds southerly at about 15 with gusts of 25 miles an hour. Barometric pressure 30.00 and is rising. And no precipitation. We're about a ½ inch behind, ½ inch ahead for the year, and 1 5300ths behind for the year so far. We'll be looking for a little bit of a change tomorrow, and of course the possibility of some scattered showers. Today, of course, there's nothing showing up on the radar. However, the satellite photo was pretty interesting for the western half of the U.S. and that wide band of fairly heavy snows. Now, what will happen each time that you see the frontal system on there, that begins at 6 o'clock in the morning, and then you'll see the cloud pattern move until 2 o'clock this afternoon. So as of that time, of course, the front was way off in the northwest. Now, however, it's moving into the central part of the nation with a couple of high-pressure cells behind it. pockets of low pressure and a fairly heavy band of rain showers and snow all the way from the eastern portions of Montana down to western sections of Nevada. And of course the massive high picking up warm moist air from the south, bringing it northward. So when the two masses collide over Canada.
Imagine, if you will, sitting down to your morning coffee, turning on your home computer to read the day's newspaper. Well, it's not as far-fetched as it may seem. In fact, both local San Francisco papers are investing a lot of money to try and get a service just like that started. Science editor Steve Newman reports on one person already using the brand new system.
Meanwhile, across town, in this less than fashionable cubbyhole at the San Francisco Examiner, these editors are programming today's copy of the paper into that same Ohio computer. When the telephone connection between these two terminals is made, the newest form of electronic journalism lights up Mr. Howard's.
Gouache.